Cows, Bibles, wheat, 72. 113.
Ooh, coagulant.
Sushi Jackkinfe. 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 Sushi Jackkinfe.
And they're off.
30. 29.
No,
28.
don't count.
27.
No, stop.
26. I'm counting down.
There's no need to count.
I'm counting
The race
down.
has already begun.
No, I'm counting down for the start of the show.
And so, the show has started.
Okay. 26, 25, 24, 23.
Count faster. Well, that was easily the most engaging 20 seconds of any podcast I've heard in months.
In months?
Yeah, just counting.
Yeah.
Can you imagine a show where they just count?
Actually, I'm working on that now.
Oh, is that your second show?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know.
My second podcast, it's just going to be counting. We're going to start at 1 and just work our way up from there. So it's going to be really good.
Wow, wouldn't I know I'm the guy that's kind of like, oh, all right, let's do it. But wow,
Yeah.
if that really,
Each one's about 5 seconds.
oh, okay.
Episode 1. I'm going to record right now.
Okay.
Are you ready?
And
1. That's it. That's the whole episode.
that's the whole episode.
Yeah, that's episode
And then
1.
next week is 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it makes naming your episodes really easy.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike this podcast where I have to pick through everything,
Yeah.
every tangent we went on and try to form some sort of coagulant idea around it. Ooh, coagulant.
I like it.
I'm just full of vocabulary today.
I wonder if that podcast would be small enough that I could find a free hosting site
I
for
think
it.
you could. And then we could direct people to it.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good podcast.
I kind of like the idea of that, first of all, but also like just a random numbers for 3 minutes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? 72, 91, 47.
Well, you have to take a break, though, so people can contemplate the number. 72. 113.
Oh, I do like this.
Yeah, isn't that...
This is almost, it's recycling in it.
Mm-hmm.
Recycling. It is relaxing is the word I was pulling for.
I think if I recorded that and sold it, late night infomercial,
Oh, yeah.
people would buy that.
Well, we could work in some sort of mystical angle or some sort of
mystical
self-help angle to that.
And concentrating on the random numbers helps the neurons in your brain fire differently. So it increases memory
Okay.
and quicker response times.
I'm all for it then. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Well, guys, let's go ahead and end this episode. Thanks for joining us this week on Sushi Jackkinfe.
We have better ideas now. We're done with this.
Bye. This is it. This is the last one. If you see something else come up in the feed, it wasn't us. It was Dan Aykroyd's Aliens. They put it there.
Classic Dan Aykroyd's Aliens.
I picture them like gremlins without all the humps on them. Like smoother gremlins.
I was just picturing Furbies.
Oh.
Just a bunch of Furbies doing a podcast.
Well, that's terrifying. Mm-hmm. That... I don't know.
Just think about it.
If anybody would do this, it would be amazing, and I'd be forever grateful. But if you would, like, do that. If you have a collection of Furbies at home, set them up, put up little microphones, and we'll make it our new logo. Who gives a shit?
Absolutely not. I'm not dealing with anyone who has Furbies. A collection of Furbies? That's the surest sign of a serial killer I've ever heard. It's terrifying.
I can't disagree with you.
I'm nervous about this episode.
Because it's episode 13?
It's episode 13. Like, you know how old hotels,
right.
they'd build it and floor 12, then floor 13. No, floor 13, floor
right.
14.
Okay.
I feel like maybe we should have skipped ahead to just episode 14 and skipped 13.
I'm perfectly comfortable with just titling this episode 14.
I mean, but
Should
it's still
we?
13.
Well, if you count...
But if we call it episode 14...
wait a minute. You know, we released that episode 7.5, the original conversation we had with the iPhone.
So does that mean last week's episode was
Last
episode
week's
13?
episode was episode 13, technically.
So it's a disaster then.
Oh, I think...
If we go back and
yeah.
listen to it, it's a nightmare. There are ghouls.
It wasn't our strongest, but I wouldn't call it a nightmare.
It's the worst episode of anything ever.
No. What is the worst episode of anything ever? Not limited to podcasts. Think about this for a minute.
The finale of Full House.
I don't know what the finale of Full House was.
The finale of Full House, Michelle Tanner, little Michelle Tanner.
Yeah.
It's a two-parter. She fell off her horse, hit her head, amnesia.
Oh, no.
But then she regains her memory by the end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If she hadn't regained her memory,
Yeah.
I would consider that one of the greatest finales of all time.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
Full House just went super gritty all of a sudden.
Yeah. At the very end, the last thing.
Like, it just gets real.
Yeah, she could lose all her memories, and then... and then you could have a montage episode. They could be all telling her about
they
her
did that.
They
I
did
believe
do that.
they did do that.
All right, well... Clearly, I was on the writing staff of Full House as a 6-year-old.
Well, I think you could have been on the writing staff of Full House as a 6-year-old. They're bringing that back, by the way.
I heard about that, yeah.
So,
along with everything else, but yeah.
How long till they reboot Family Matters?
Oh, maybe 3 years.
And there's got to be a new Urkel.
Yeah.
Like, they get, what's his face to play Urkel. But
the guy who
Urkel
originally
has a
played
son
Urkel. Yeah.
that is equally Urkel-y.
Son of Urkel.
Yeah.
Ew, that sounds terrible. I'm just
Son
going to
of
say
Urkel.
that right now. That sounds awful.
Yeah, so it will definitely happen then.
Well, you could play with you could play with it a little bit too. Maybe now he's like a something. Maybe now he's some sort of transgendered robot or something. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. We're in the writing room.
You know what? I don't hate it. It could be worse.
Really, because there was that other show. Do you remember this? I think it's older. About the little girl who was a robot.
Oh,
I don't remember the name of the show.
It's from the 80s.
Yep. She has like tapes and stuff in her back, and like
I've only seen one episode.
You know
of
what
it,
I'm talking about,
and
though.
it's the single weirdest.
It's very strange.
Like for a network television show.
Yeah, and she always had to wear these really thick sweaters because she had all these gears and stuff in her back, and
robots always have to wear sweaters.
yeah, I think she had to be calibrated or something. Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna really bug me. But I don't even know what you would Google to Google that.
Yeah.
Show about robot girl
from 80s.
Here, I'm gonna give this a shot.
Do that and see what comes of it.
Show about robot girl.
I feel like that was on the same time as like Mr. Belvedere. And I used to watch this show with my grandmother. Let's talk about. Go ahead.
You're not gonna believe this.
Yeah.
I typed show about robot.
Yeah.
The second thing that pops up is robot girl.
Is that right? Well, we have our pulse. No.
Small wonder.
That's it. Small wonder.
Not only did it pull it up, it pulled up clips. The
No
IMDb page.
Wow. Small. So, okay. So this is on people's minds. I was going to say we had our pulse on the finger, but that is the other way around.
Right.
That's how you would say that. Mm-hmm. Our finger on the pulse. So I feel like that show was on at the same time as like Mr. Belvedere and maybe Charles in Charge and all that business. And then there was this other show that I remember watching with my grandma. I think it was an older show, but I used to stay with my grandma in the summers, and she worked at this dry cleaners. And so we would like sit around this like glass top table and watch TV a lot. And there was this show called Dear John. I think it might have been from the 70s. And the whole premise of this show is that this man has a wife, and she writes him a Dear John letter, saying,
Right.
I'm leaving. And the song is like, by the time you hear the letter, I'll be gone.
Oh, I've heard the song.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Dear John.
It's wildly unpleasant.
It's very sad and not good. So it's this show about this like mopey guy. It sticks out in my mind. I don't know why.
So the entire show was just this guy's wife left him.
I think he's rebuilding his life from there or something. Yeah, it's kind of like the end at the beginning. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, but I feel like he's building a new life, and maybe that's what the show is. But I honestly don't remember much of it.
Doesn't sound very memorable.
No, it was kind of, especially as a child, it was rather unpleasant to
Now,
view.
how old were you when you were watching this?
Oh God, maybe 9.
This explains so much about you.
Does it?
As a 9-year-old, you're just hanging out in laundromats watching shows about people having their hearts ripped out of their chest. Just destroyed emotionally.
Yeah.
And you're just 9-year-old you just sitting there going, by the time you hear
This letter dear What does it explain about me? What about me?
It just explains so much.
What about me is indicative of
Well, I don't know. I'm not a psychologist.
Well, come on.
I'm just sure it has something to do with you as a person.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say that, like, I have an intrinsic, darkness or
You're frequently
sadness.
drawn to laundromats to watch TV.
That's not entirely untrue, actually. There, I kind of scope out laundromats. Just bear with me. There is a laundromat down the road that is like the nicest. It's like a Starbucks plus laundromat. Not really.
Which laundromat you talking about?
There's one. It's down Nolensville Pike here. I think it's at the corner of that and Harding, or close to there. Maybe not the corner.
Oh, I didn't go that.
Which one are you talking about?
Well, no, it wasn't that nice. The one we went to. We had to go to a laundromat a few weeks ago, maybe a month and a half ago. I don't know.
Yeah.
2 years ago. Sometime in my life.
Yeah.
We went to a laundromat.
You probably had to wash some sort of large item.
Well, no.
Oh.
Our washing machine went... It was just gone.
The frites.
So, we went to this laundromat, and while we were there, a big storm ran through. It was when all the big storms were coming through.
Oh.
So we're actually in the laundromat while a tornado warning has happened for the county, going, well, where should we go? It is a tornado warning. So we chose to stand next to all the washing machines. We're from Kansas.
What other choice did you have?
There were bathrooms. We could have gone in the bathroom with all the strangers.
But true. Ooh. The bathroom's full of strangers during a tornado.
Get in the floor of the bathroom with a bunch of strangers.
That doesn't sound...
A public restroom at a laundromat. I'm pretty sure that's how you get hepatitis.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we just kind of stood there watching the TV going, are we still in a tornado warning? Yeah, we're still in a tornado warning. Okay, we better not go outside yet.
Right. Looking out, could you see? Was there like glass on the front? Could you see out really
it's glass all around.
Yeah,
because that's a great place to be when there is a tornado. Is by lots of glass
and heavy things,
heavy things and glass. That's what you want,
right? It's also a great place to be in an earthquake if we're playing the disaster game, which we always are.
Yeah. So anyway, we survived.
There was a I have some distinct memories of. I actually saw a water spout once in my life. You know what that is? A water spout.
Do you mean like where water comes out of like your sink?
No.
Because I've seen several.
This is a, and you know a lot about tornadoes, being a Kansasian.
That's correct. Yes.
I thought so. This is what happens when a tornado goes over water and it starts to pick up. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what that's called.
I think it's called a water spout.
There's no water in Kansas, so...
yes.
I mean, unless it hits the pond in the cow pasture. Not going to get a lot of water.
Just cows and Bibles in Kansas, isn't it?
Cows, Bibles, wheat. Intolerance. A healthy amount of intolerance. Fried foods.
Yeah.
Lots of fried foods.
A lack of evolution.
No evolution. Not
never occurred in the border of Kansas.
Inside of Kansas, nothing has ever evolved. And nothing ever will.
I saw this water spout when I was a kid. same grandmother. We lived with her for a while, and she lived near a lake, and we got down in the basement for this tornado warning, and I saw through the window that was in the basement had a little part that was above, you know what I mean, above ground,
Right.
And there's this little window, and I saw the tornado like go across the lake and skip across. It was pretty intense. Yeah. What were you gonna say?
Well, speaking of Kansas politics, this is way off topic.
Well,
of
let's go
tornadoes.
there.
But since we're talking about politics, before I say this, I want to confirm Colby Sledge
Yeah.
is a Democrat.
I'm.
Is he going to be
Pretty
offended if I make
sure.
fun of a Republican
I don't
or Republicans
think
in general?
He
here?
seems pretty relaxed.
Okay. So
This is your Colby Sledge update.
No.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
No,
oh,
no, maybe
this
later.
is for him if he's listening.
well, or any Republican. I came up with the best campaign motto for a Republican.
Oh, I love this. Yeah.
For this situation, we'll pretend that I'm the Republican running for office, just so we have a name.
Okay.
Okay, so picture the ad, typical, what, blah, 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 we have to blah, 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 blah.
This is a TV ad.
Yeah. Then at the end, I pop up on the screen. Nathan Badley for House of Representatives. Are you afraid of change? So am I. Perfect Republican campaign.
That's great.
Everyone would vote
Great.
for that person.
Yeah, people would be running into their television sets trying to vote for you.
I am afraid of change.
I am.
It's
On my life.
it's the opposite of Obama's last campaign.
Yeah, so
The complete opposite.
right. Change.
None of it. I promise
Right.
not one bit of change.
Everything. Actually, we're going to regress all the way back to the Reagan era.
That's true.
Boy, you would have some votes then. Here's the one thing I like about Ronald Reagan. Well, there's a couple things, but none of them.
The
have
Bonzo movies.
Well, okay. The thing I like about Ronald Reagan is he took music out of public schools as part of cuts, I guess. Mm-hmm. And
That doesn't seem like a good
no, stay with me.
Okay.
That led to the creation of hip hop because those inner city kids still wanted to express themselves, but they weren't trained on instruments. Mm-hmm. So they started making their own instruments out of turntables. And here we are.
And on the flip side,
Yeah.
every single person who hates Lil Wayne or anyone like that,
Right.
just know every time you hear that, Ronald Reagan did that.
Yeah, you can blame
It's
Ronald
his
Reagan.
fault.
That's right. There should be a rapper with some kind of name that's derived from Ronald Reagan, like Donald Fagen. Wait, no, that's a person.
Okay, can't do that.
Can't do that one.
See, anything you do that rhymes, you have to clarify you're not rhyming with Donald Fagen.
Right. That's yeah. Very,
No,
very true.
not rhyming with that.
Hey,
no.
that's a real person. Yeah.
So
That, and I like the fact that he had this weird, him or his wife, I guess, really had this like weird mystical beliefs.
Oh, I think it was her.
Was it her?
I think she was
Okay.
all about like tarot cards and,
Yeah, that's
and
right.
whatnot.
That's right.
Tarot cards.
Yeah.
Have you ever met anyone who
Has had a reading?
believes that the readings are real?
I can't say that I have, no. I know one guy who had a reading.
So I worked with a girl
Yeah.
who believed them to be true.
Okay.
Previously
All right.
in my life. This girl
Was this a lover?
no.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely not.
I just had to ask.
Do you really think, as skeptical and outspoken about things as I am, I could date someone who believes in tarot cards?
That relationship would not last. Only if she was looking to be sort of
If she has serious like issues,
right, right,
like she really likes verbal abuse,
Right.
Then great.
It's going to work out
Great relationship.
swimmingly. Yeah.
But this girl, so she had a tarot card reading,
Sure.
And they did the typical, you'll meet a guy that X, Y, Z, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada thing stuff.
Yeah.
So then she was constantly looking for a guy that met the description of this mystic.
Wow.
And I should clarify, I believe it was tarot cards. I don't know. All of that stuff is a bunch of hooey. I don't care.
It's all kind of in the same vein. But I've heard that they, I don't know. I haven't really heard anything. I saw something on Netflix the other day. It was like the origin of tarot cards. Wow, that was a lot of baseball voice. Wow. That was creepy.
That's terrifying.
That was terrifying.
Oh my.
Yeah, and I was really intrigued to watch it. You know what? I will make that my homework for next episode. Yeah, I will watch this documentary and fill you in on the deets.
You know what would be really good?
What?
If we could find someone who does tarot cards.
Oh, yeah.
To come on the podcast and do a tarot card reading for us.
On both of us. Mm-hmm. Oh, that'd be great.
I bet you, I will bet anything I end up with a death card. That just seems like how it would work.
All right, but I think that ties into, let's get into your psychology now. Mm-hmm. I think that ties into your hypochondria.
Probably, and my extreme pessimism sometimes.
Mm-hmm. That's you know what's interesting about that? I'm generally an optimist.
Mm-hmm.
You are generally a pessimist.
That is true.
Almost all the important people in my life, my friends, my wife, they're all sort of pessimistic. I'm an optimist begging to become a pessimist.
You just want to come to the dark side.
I can't go all the way though. I need someone around me who pulls me towards the dark side.
Come join us. It's lovely over here. You know what's interesting about being a pessimist?
What?
As someone who is very pessimistic.
Yeah.
Still always see the glass as half full. Like, if there's literally a glass in front of me, I'm like, that glass is half full.
It's not half empty.
No, because who refers to how empty of a glass is?
Right.
No one says that.
No one says that. Not in the Western world, anyway.
No, that's weird.
Yeah, so, you know, the guy I know that had a tarot card reading, he said it was an interesting... I mean, he was sort of open. He didn't believe in it, but he was sort of open to mystical type stuff,
right?
So he got something, and I've been tempted a lot. I drive by the place locally often, like I pass it on my way to work and stuff, and I'm like, yeah. Do you remember? Of course you do. Who wouldn't forget Miss Cleo?
Oh man,
who would read your cards on the air?
Well, that went marvelously for everyone.
Not on the air. I mean, on the phone. Yeah. What was there? A story to that?
Yeah.
What happened to it? I remember some kind of scandal, but if you remember the details...
I don't remember the exact details, but basically she ended up getting fined a X $1 million amount for scamming people.
Is that right?
Yeah. I think part of it was one of those things where they would just find ways to keep you on the phone so that it was running up the bill higher and higher and higher.
I see.
And it probably didn't help her that what she was doing is nonsense and baloney. Yes. So.
Yes. I had a call like that today, actually, from the Nature Conservancy of all places. Which I think is a good organization as far as I can tell, but man, they were pressuring in the nicest way possible. It was hard to say, like, they have had training, like clearly they've brought in a psychologist and they've said, you know, say this, say it like this, and they kept me on the phone. Like I said, you know what, guys, I'll be honest with you, I haven't given you any money because I don't have much money to give. And they're like, well, okay, I completely understand that, but how much can I put you down for as a theoretical amount? And I'm like, I don't know, man, $20. And he's like, okay, well, I'm going to get you on the line with our dues specialist or whatever. And I'm like, no. I hung up.
Right.
Sorry, Nature Conservancy. Your powers are too much for me.
You know, if you had said for a theoretical amount, I mean, I really just don't have money. If you had said that to them, they would have been trying to Well, how many of your organs can we talk you out of? How many
Tense
would you
people
be?
over there at the Nature Conservancy.
How many would you be willing to donate towards conservancy?
I mean, buzzards have to eat,
Yeah.
don't they?
Now, I will say, as far as tarot cards and whatnot go,
Yeah.
if we had a tarot card specialist come in and she was reading the tarot cards and she read that the Kansas City Royals were going to win the World Series this year instead of come 90 feet short. 90 feet.
90 feet. Could have changed your year.
I might believe her. I might go with that tarot card reader.
Right.
Yeah. I would choose to believe that one. That would be my new truth.
Speaking your language.
Yeah. That's the only thing that would work.
We'd have to do this in Mobley because I really I couldn't bring this person to my house.
You don't want a tarot card reader in your house?
No, I don't. No.
And they could go just lay hands on your child for a while.
No, that's
Nothing.
fine. No, please don't. Please
No
stop
weird
touching my
spells
child.
or anything. If they come in with Eye of Newt, just don't let them anywhere near.
How the hell do
any
you
of
get
your
eye of newt? Do you have to catch your own newt?
Yeah,
Is there a-
you catch the newt and you just pluck the eyes out. I don't know.
Well,
I feel like that would be a really delicate procedure, actually.
oh wow! I mean, you'd have to kill the thing. Obviously, you
Well,
don't want
no,
a bunch
they-
of blind newts running around.
That's I mean, those are the brutal witch doctors.
Oh, I see.
The very kind, nature-loving witch doctors.
Yeah.
They're kind of catch and release. They catch the newt, pluck eyes out, let the newt go.
Oh.
Newts can grow eyes back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I feel much better now. Yeah. Yeah. Wouldn't it be great
Science.
if they could great if they could grow eyes back, but they never knew where they were going to pop up. So like they get an eye on their tail and they get an eye on like their left foot. Yeah. Newt.
Poor newt.
Poor newts in general. When is the last time you even seen a newt?
Gingrich.
Well, yeah, but
By the way, least fortunate name ever.
oh, it's a
right
terrible
there.
name. Oh, it's an awful name.
I don't know how he expects to be elected president.
As a newt.
Newt.
Yeah.
Like, even if I believed in everything politically that he believes in,
Right.
his name is Newt.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's
tough.
ridiculous.
He had a lot to overcome, I'm sure. I'm sure he got massively picked on.
If not, he should have.
Yeah.
His name is Newt.
It's so true.
No mercy for that guy.
Once Speaker of the House, man. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's like a low-level handicap being named, something like that. Like,
Yeah.
you should get a parking sticker.
He probably has one just for that.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the handicapped wheelchair symbol,
Right.
but it's just like a picture of a kid crying. just a crying kid.
And like a bunch of other kids pointing at him.
Mm-hmm.
Look, it's new.
It's a lot more detailed. With
Right.
a little placard.
Emotionally abused. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I like that idea.
Yeah.
That's not bad. What is it with politicians and having strange names? I feel like some of them, honestly, when they figure out, maybe in their early 20s or something, that they're going into politics, they change their name from something normal to something like out there for name recognition.
Well, see, the thing is, and this is what I've decided.
All right.
You can't have too weird of a name,
Right.
unless you're Barack Obama. That's a little bit out there for presidency
It was
purposes.
tough for people to swallow. I remember
Right.
that, yeah.
But other names, it needs to be weird enough it's memorable.
Right.
Like, you're never going to have William Smith
Right.
in the White House.
Will Smith?
No, Will Smith will not get elected. That was a poor choice. Will Smith might get elected. He can do everything else.
If it's Will Smith's character from Independence Day, I'm totally fine with
Right.
it. Yeah.
What about Will Smith as a person?
I do not know.
He's a Scientologist.
Oh!
Now, how do you feel?
Differently.
Yeah.
Okay.
Poor Scientology.
You know, it's just as crazy as everything else, I think. I don't know. I mean, I think everything else might seem less crazy because it's been around for a while.
Right.
But I don't really know. I haven't read up on what they are into. So
There's a lot of aliens involved.
I know there's that. Yeah.
And spirits.
Spurts up in you too, right? Like
Yeah.
spirits up in you. I have
Got
actually
spirits all up in you.
all up in you.
All up in you.
All up in you. I've seen an e-reader before. The thing that I think it's called an e-reader. The thing that they measure you with. There was one at the studio I used to work at, and it was just this little. I thought it was a microphone in a little wooden box, and I pulled it down, and I was like, "Holy shit!" And there's like I didn't see a power source on it.
Did you try it?
I sort of tried it.
What number did you get?
I don't know. It didn't really like come alive or anything.
Well, I can tell you it was too low.
I think it was probably, yeah.
You probably need Scientology.
You think so?
I mean, according to the mystical box that you found.
Yeah. Mystical boxes are never a good thing.
No.
Have you noticed
nothing
that?
good ever comes out of
Like
them.
Hellraiser, it's a mystical box. Nothing good comes out of that thing.
I would like to find the one good mystical box.
Yeah. Pandora's box, not good.
No, but the one good one, you open it up and it just showers you with candy.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Candy that doesn't metabolize. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're sitting there and you're like, man, my neck is stiff. The box slowly opens. And then 2 hands come out and rub your shoulders.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Now, whose hands are those?
The boxes.
What else is the box got? Is it the box
Lots
a girl
of
or a
stuff in
boy?
there. I mean, it depends. Depends on what you want. It's a mystical box.
So it can...
What's in the box? It's anything you want.
This is a nice box. Mm-hmm. I
Yeah,
like
it's
this.
the one good mystical box.
Okay, all right.
The danger is if you say the wrong thing, like if you're using the mystical box, for a shoulder rub or something.
Sure.
And then you think, man, I'm glad this isn't Pandora's box. It might just hear Pandora's box and then pull Pandora's box out of the good
box. Okay.
Chaos.
Right.
Chaos.
Descent
Shenanigans.
upon the earth, yeah.
Just so many shenanigans.
I'd like the mystical box to be like a... in the shape of like a Happy Meal box from 20 years ago.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? With the little M that makes the handle.
You have a child. Do they still have those?
We don't do the McDonald's anymore with children.
Come on.
We don't do the McDonald's
on.
with children. If you are doing the McDonald's with children, stop.
No.
Stop.
Do it.
Don't do it.
Do it.
No.
Do it.
I had the McDonald's as the children.
Yeah.
And look at me.
Well, that has more to do with the sitting in laundromats watching depressing TV shows.
Then you need McDonald's?
Maybe the McDonald's did tie into it.
I mean, I barely make it out of bed every day.
Just because of the
But
McDonald's.
I think so.
And you're afraid of any Dear John letters that may come your way throughout the day.
Dear John. And it was sitting on the mantle, like in the opening credits. Like it was sitting up on the mantle with like a lone candle burning. Dear John.
If my wife were to leave me a Dear John letter in that fashion,
right?
like just laying it on, we don't have a mantle, but just laying it on a table or something,
right?
It would be like 3 days before I realized.
Anything
like
was
I'd just
there?
be sitting there going, man, it seems like she hasn't been home a lot.
That's because you guys have been so busy and everything.
Yeah. So I'd just be sitting there going, man, I feel like I have unloaded the dishwasher just over and over. No, I don't think she's unloaded the dishwasher once. When she gets here, I am going to talk about this. Are we back?
Yeah, we're back. Sorry, guys.
We had to take a break. Justin over here, his face exploded multiple times.
Oh, yeah, it was bad. It was just horrible. And in between, I've had reconstructive surgery, and now I look much more like Mick Jagger.
He is a lot more considerate than I would be.
Yeah.
Like, I would have just sneezed right into the microphone. right in there. Just let everyone know, hey, my mucus is flying out of my head right now.
And you're going to hear it
at a high velocity.
It's going to be gross. Guys, I don't know why I keep every time it seems like we record lately, I have to sneeze like my face off, and like he said, my face off. Mm-hmm. And I just can't. Oh, it's
You know what you should
bugging
do?
me. What?
Medical advice right here.
All right, Dr. Nathan.
Go to the Hobby Lobby or any place like
Is
that.
that medical?
Get pipe cleaners.
Oh.
Just clean it out up there. Just get it clean.
Oh, not that this is something anyone wants to hear about, but I have a pretty thorough and involved allergy routine every day. Mm-hmm. I have a little squirt bottle with the saline.
Oh, you do the neti pot thing?
I do the neti squirt.
Okay.
And I do 2 nose sprays, a pill. There's a lot to it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot to keep this face from blowing up.
My I had a neti pot. I mean, I probably still have a neti pot. I don't know.
Yeah. It's one of those things that you have.
I could never get on board with it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about it, and I know this isn't how it works. This isn't possible. But every time I put the water in my nose, I imagined it just going all the way back into my head and floating around my brain and then coming back out. I know that's not how my head works.
Right. It kind of feels like that sometimes.
But
yeah.
so that was always weird for me. Never.
Well, you never had your drain installed.
My head drain?
Your head drain. Yeah. I have one. You don't have one?
No.
Oh. See, I would think for you with your eyeball condition,
yeah.
guys, if you don't know what I'm talking about, just go listen to all the episodes.
Yeah. Past episode. We'd rehash it, but you should just do the due diligence and go listen.
How hard
is
this?
Do the research.
How hard is this for you?
Lazy.
Oh, God.
They're the worst.
The absolute worst of the category.
Hey, have you noticed we don't have any active listeners?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
like
yeah. I've noticed.
Super passive listeners.
Yep. Very passive. They're all sort of just hanging out.
Bunch of lazy babies.
I get the idea that...
I'm trying a new tactic.
Yeah.
If I verbally abuse
the listeners,
it's
great.
Kind of the tactic I had with the tarot card girl that I was dating earlier. If I verbally abuse our listening audience, there might be 1 person, 2 people who, they like verbal abuse.
Right. If you're looking for this is the place for you.
If you enjoy it,
right.
Hey, idiot.
Right.
Email us.
Yeah. sushijacknife@gmail.com.
Anyway.
And I'll do that bit. You get angry, and I will give the pertinent information.
Bunch of idiots.
At Sushi Jacknife on Twitter.
What were we talking about before I started destroying people?
I don't know, but I did...
Oh, head snot. Head snot. That's it.
Available now.
Great punk band name right there.
That would be. I have a giant spreadsheet of band names. Mm-hmm. I habitually come up with them, more bands than I could ever hope to be in. And most of them are terrible. Most of them are really, really terrible.
Do you mean the band themselves are terrible? That you've imagined?
Yeah.
You've imagined these awful bands to go with it?
So in high school, I was constantly coming up with band names. Came up with one that sounds like it could be a real band, and it may be. This one's not bad. Lesser Known Heroes.
That's not bad.
It's not bad, right?
It's no head snot, but it's not bad.
It's a little long. Another one we came up with, because we found this actual item. We found an item that was this hammer wrench.
Hammer wrench?
Hammer wrench. Yeah.
What is a hammer wrench?
Well, I'll tell you. It was a hammer that someone had affixed a wrench to.
Oh. Well, I would have guessed that.
That I found in my...
It's actually a lot less interesting than I was hoping it would be.
There's no story at all. There's no origin to the hammer wrench, other than it was in my buddy's dad's toolbox.
I don't feel like that's a practical tool.
No, it's not.
How much how much trouble is it to set a wrench down, reach for the hammer if you need it?
Exactly.
Or vice versa.
Right. Well, I thought this was more of a kind of Island of Dr. Moreau of tools.
It's probably for
Kinda
lazy
thing.
people. So
Like
all
our
of our
listeners.
listeners have a hammer wrench.
Right.
You bunch of lazy
Yeah.
bums.
Yeah. I was thinking about our listeners, Nathan, and I was thinking about how we might be able to entice them to do the iTunes review thing, the rate and review on the iTunes. Because
Okay.
from what we've learned, and we haven't learned much.
I've learned nothing.
Well, in fact,
And I don't even know anything about iTunes.
well, it's not much to know, but those apparently do help in some.
You sounded like Jay Leno for a second.
Somebody had to.
iTunes review. Go.
Yeah. So, how could we entice the listening audience to leave a review? Even, you know what? I don't. You know what? I was going to say I don't care if it's negative. I actually do care if it's negative. It'll hurt.
I don't really care.
I know you don't care. We all know you don't care.
Here's what you do.
Yeah.
If you want a free t-shirt, hold on.
Okay.
Bear with me here.
All right.
Go on to iTunes, write a review of our show.
Yeah.
Email Mark Maron's podcast. Let him know that you reviewed our show.
Uh-huh.
He will mail you a free t-shirt.
Does he do that on his show?
I don't think so.
Okay. Okay.
I think this is just special for us.
Right. Because of that conversation we had down at Ludi's that day.
Yeah, me and Mark.
Yeah. No, I was there.
No, I mean, not to Mark. He ignores you.
Well, that's
doesn't-
true.
he's
He
too nice to
does,
say it, but-
Absolutely, yeah. He's never once
We
acknowledged
connect.
my existence.
What
yeah.
with the cats and the neuroses.
Right. And I would probably be a very annoying person to him because of the optimism.
Yeah, you're
And,
optimistic. He would hate you.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, he does.
People
hate
do
you.
people do hate me for the optimism. That does happen from time to time. It's an unfortunate byproduct of being happy-go-lucky.
Yeah, what you need to do is just when you first meet people,
Right.
be as negative as possible.
Okay, I've never tried this.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Then if you find out they like optimistic people, you can just amp it up gradually.
Yeah.
So the first time they meet you, they'll be like, "Oh, he's so negative," and then the next time they'll be like, "Well, he's not as negative," and then they'll like you by the third time meeting you.
I see what you're saying.
I mean, like if you had done that with Colby Sledge, you'd be his running mate.
He'd be sitting here right now.
Do they have running mates for whatever he's running for?
I don't think they do.
Vice
Chancellor?
Vice Chancellor?
Yeah. That's real.
Chancellor's not real, let's be honest.
Viceroy, that's what it is.
Oh.
Mystical Viceroy of District 7.
I wonder if we could get a tarot card reader to come into your basement. Could we get Colby to come have his...
Oh, now
his
that
fortune read?
That would be the ultimate thing. I might just roll over and die. You know, I think here's what I think is wrong with this show.
Tell me what's wrong with the show.
All of the things we come up with all kinds of things. Yeah, we never do any of them.
No, not
And
one.
I bet the listening audience is a little disappointed that we never do any of them.
Well, I mean, I'm just being as lazy as they are because they're a bunch of lazy bums.
That being said, what if we actually did something? What if we actually fulfilled one of the ideas that we've come up with? We're not gonna make Avengers Final Combination, folks. It's not gonna
that's
happen.
the only one I
we
was
don't have the
interested
budget
in.
for it. Oh,
I'm not doing any of the others.
oh,
So are you saying you want to get Colby Sledge and a tarot card reader down here?
yes, I am. Or at
Okay.
least half of that equation,
Which one?
whichever works out. My fear,
I've got a lot of hard questions for Colby Sledge.
hard hitting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And difficult.
yeah.
Like math questions.
Oh, okay. What is the square root of
If a train
90?
leaves.
Whoa.
Yeah, that type of
If a
question.
train leaves District 7 going at 5 miles an hour
North.
north
Uh-huh.
by northwest, another train leaves District 11
Yeah.
going 75 miles an hour, but contains the mystical box,
Right.
which train will morph into a Triceratops first?
Trick question. No one rides the train anymore. Everyone flies.
Yeah, that's yeah.
It's Southwest
Wow,
Airlines.
You are a genius.
Yeah.
Southwest Airlines is the answer to that.
Did you, by the way, hear about Southwest Airlines?
I heard about trains derailing. That's
No,
not
no,
Southwest
no, no, no,
Airlines.
no.
What happened with Southwest Airlines?
Okay, so I will start by saying I like Southwest Airlines. Mm-hmm. I always fly Southwest Airlines.
I've had positive experiences with Southwest Airlines.
There was a very in-depth drug smuggling operation.
What?
Where baggage handlers were loading packages of various substances onto planes after, like, they were taking it through security because they don't have to check anything.
Right.
And then loading it at the end of everything.
Wow.
So it would go to another city, and then another baggage handler would take it and give it to one of the passengers on the plane.
What? That's... Wow.
Initially, I'm like, man, that's a real bummer because I like Southwest. But then on the other hand...
How much more fun did it just get?
If you're gonna smuggle drugs... That's a pretty sweet way to do it.
Yeah, and that is a hella smart idea. I mean, that's beyond anything that I could ever come up with.
Yeah, it's an amazing idea. If that doesn't get turned into the plot for some gritty TV drama,
right,
cable
right,
TV drama,
yeah,
I'm gonna be upset.
I would, you know, I think it could be a light kind of fun adventure-y thing.
Well,
know?
yeah,
except for the drug part. Yeah,
the drugs. It depends. I mean, do they get caught?
Right.
And when they get caught, do they fire back at the officers?
Yeah, that's true. Do you know where the drugs came from originally? Are they like Mexican cartel drugs? Are they... Yeah, hard to know. No.
I didn't do that much research into it.
Yeah.
I would assume a cartel.
Let's say...
Because I assume every drug comes from a cartel.
Right.
I'm not going to name what cartel I think it's from, because they'll cut my head off.
It's the Utah cartel.
I'm scared of...
I'm not scared.
Don't say it.
It's the Utahs. I'm not scared of them.
Those Mormons are going to come right at you.
Oh, yeah.
They're already mad because they can't have caffeine. They're going to come right at you.
Have we talked about this?
Mormons?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, my friend is. Let's talk about it briefly, at least. We've already covered other religions.
Yeah.
My friend is Latter-day Saints. He converted from nothing to that.
That is a big leap.
It was a big leap
to go from nothing to Mormonism.
I mean, his family, I guess, was Christian, but his
leap.
Dad wasn't. Yeah, it's still a big leap. You're right. But here's the interesting thing about that whole deal. Since they don't do the caffeine, since they don't do alcohol, since they don't do anything fun, they are some sugar people.
Oh, yeah.
They get down on some dessert.
I have a coworker who was raised fundamentalist Mormon.
Who? Fundamentalist anything. Not good.
He makes some good desserts.
Is that right? Is this Everett?
No.
Oh, I didn't think so.
No, not Everett.
Yeah, that would be too much going on for one person.
No. Everett hates so much of the things that this person is. Everett's a mildly judgmental individual.
Oh.
This is a little insight into Everett that we haven't given. My Republican slogan,
right,
which, as you might recall, is, "Are you afraid of change? So am I." That's the perfect campaign slogan for a Republican.
2017.
He loved it, and not in a "that's a funny slogan" kind of way.
He's like, why don't they just say that? That's perfect.
That's good.
He was like, why don't you get a second job as a campaign manager?
That is a genuinely good idea.
Does he talk like that?
No, not exactly.
A good idea.
It's usually not that animated, and it's more nasal.
And the gentleman, good, yeah.
That's pretty close.
Isn't it? Wow, he must be horrible to be around.
It's a nightmare.
Ooh, that's very grating.
Just
and awful.
picture Fran Drescher in The Nanny,
Ooh.
but male.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's something I've never done before.
And part of a fraternity.
I'm intrigued.
Mm-hmm. That's it. That's Everett.
All right.
That's Everett in a nutshell.
No, Everett in a nutshell is, beat me out of
Oh, poor Everett.
Austin Powers joke. Help, I'm in a nutshell. You remember that?
Yes.
Oh, those movies are bad. So, I was talking to myself the other day.
Uh-huh.
Whoa. Hi, Nathan.
I've never been that close to a microphone before.
No, I was talking to myself the other day.
Yeah.
And I had in my imagination this little creature that could quality check our show. Or anything you assign him to.
Is it called a person on the internet?
No, it's called the Quality Bear.
Oh, okay.
With a K. The Quality Bear. Now, imagine this Quality Bear.
I'm listening.
Yeah, he only checks digital things, by the way. He's online. He is a koala bear.
Okay.
As you would assume. He's a little cyborg koala bear. Kind of like a Teddy Ruxpin. Not as scary.
Okay.
But with like junctions and hookups in his back and such. And a keyboard that's attached to his hands.
Right.
Yeah. And a screen.
Okay.
And mounts from behind and comes. So the Quality Bear is going to begin to check the show for quality.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Just wanted to let you know.
Now, the way I picture the feedback from this coming, like, I feel like the Quality Bear would be a brutal judge, but very kind in the way that he presents it.
He is furry.
So it would be a lot like, hey, so I was listening to your podcast. Just wanted to let you know it's the worst thing I've ever heard. It's pure garbage. Do you want to pet me? Like that.
I do want to pet you.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you're completely over how much he just destroyed the podcast.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's a nice little fella.
Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't get paid for this, but this is purely volunteer work.
So that essay that you wrote,
yeah.
It makes me hate the world. You want to pet me?
I do.
Like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's great.
He is a good critter, the Quality. I'm glad that I came up with him.
How do you invent this?
How do what?
Invent this.
Invent it?
You said it's a cyborg.
Yeah, he's a cyborg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get a cyborg koala bear. Make it happen.
This is the one thing that we're going to do?
Yeah, this is it.
Oh, no.
You said we're going to do one thing.
No, it's terrible.
You're the one who chose the idea.
I don't want to do this one thing.
You chose dismembering a koala bear, turning it into a cyborg that reviews things.
I don't want to do that in real life, Nathan.
You should have chosen more carefully.
His speaking voice, by the way, like what you're saying is all text,
right?
His speaking voice is it's all numbers like flying by 0 1 0 1 but it sounds kind of like a turkey, yeah.
But then I won't know what he's saying.
You have to read what he types to.
I'm not going to do that.
Well, you're defeating the purpose of the
I
Quality
am just
Bear.
as lazy as our listeners.
Okay, so going back to the here's the only idea I've had. Now this is
I forgot. That train derailed a long time ago. Wow,
like an Amtrak.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Too soon.
Yeah, it was
too soon.
People died.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Just apologize. Sound sincere.
I'm sorry.
Okay, that's good.
So, the one idea I had is if you leave us a review, we could, I'm not saying we will yet because I haven't talked to you about this. We could do a show just for you. Maybe not a whole show. Maybe a short show.
Like a private show?
Like a private show. Just for you. On whatever you want. Whatever you want to talk about, we'll do it. It could be a regular show and they just suggest...
What if, instead of that, we just do one big show?
Okay.
And they can tell us a topic.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if you...
Any topic.
If you leave us a review on iTunes, we will do the topic of your choice. You will have to, however... you know what? Just put it in the review. Say, this podcast makes me want to die. Angry Birds. And then we'll know that you want us to talk about Angry Birds. And then
you know what?
Why are you listening? Yeah.
I don't think they should even say anything about the actual show.
Just...
I would just like a list of comments that are just...
Yes.
Sugarless fudge. It just says things like this over and over.
And then a five stars. I love
5
it.
stars.
Let's do
Sugarless
it.
fudge.
Yeah. And then the most helpful review will be fuzzy raisins.
Fedora pros and cons. Things like that.
Oh, that's a good topic. Yeah. People, if these examples are inspiring you, then get to work with your brain. Work on your brain.
They're not going to do it.
I know, but...
You know why?
Why?
They're lazy.
They are. We're calling them out tonight.
No, I'm calling them out. You're supposed to...
What am I doing?
It's like a good cop, bad cop situation.
Oh!
You have to be the nice one.
All right.
Someone has to be inviting to them. Like, it can't be too much negativity towards them. And plus, you're not equipped for negativity,
You're right,
Justin.
I'm not.
You can't do it.
Dear John, by the time you read this letter, I'll be
I'd like to think that after this episode, the YouTube searches for Dear John theme song just go up by like 800%.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
Just because no one was searching for that to begin with.
Right. So, lovely listeners, wonderful listeners.
You pieces of crap.
Don't call them that.
No,
Stop.
I'm the negative one.
Well, stop.
Okay, go ahead.
I gotta have my moment here.
Go ahead. I won't interrupt.
Listeners of all diversities and multiplicities.
You bunch of turd people. Right, I'm not interrupting.
Come on.
This was your moment. Go ahead.
Yeah, stop.
No, go back. Go back.
All right. Diversities and multiplicities and creeds and styles of hair. Mm-hmm. You are all wonderful.
And worthless as human beings.
I can't try anymore.
Yeah.
There's nothing more I can do.
Your mothers don't love you.
Oh! Some of you don't have mothers, I'm sure.
Well, now it just got real sad.
Oh. Dear God, by the time you read this letter, I'll be gone.
Oh, man. Episode 14.
Oh, wow. If
it's been pretty good thus far.
I like it. Yeah. What if Dear John, sad sack that he is, what if he's the guy that finds the one good mystical box?
Now that show I'd watch.
Wouldn't that be great?
However, as upset as he is,
right,
he finds the one mystical box that will do whatever he wants.
Yes.
How many episodes in before he's making the box seek revenge on his wife that left him?
This is true. Not one. It's not going to take long.
Right. That's the pilot.
Yeah. And then by episode 30, he's making the box be his girlfriend. Mm. Yeah.
The show just got way weirder.
Oh, yeah, that's that. Wow. No, that shouldn't happen. Erase that from your mind. This should never exist.
I'm just picturing the box hiring a trained assassin or something for him.
Right.
Because his fingerprints can't be on it.
He's hiring a ninja.
The law can't come after him. Yeah. The box did it.
That one good mystical box.
And how are you going to prosecute a box?
Oh, wait. This story isn't about John. Mm-hmm. We're not interested in John's arc.
I wasn't interested in John to begin with.
The arc we're interested in this show is the arc of the box and how it's slowly poisoned by John's hatred and dismay.
Oh, so John ruins the box, not the box ruining John.
Right, John ruins the one good box.
It's like a reverse Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
If Frodo had ruined the ring.
Right.
It was just a nice ring, and then Frodo comes along and destroys it.
I feel like this is a big metaphor for this show. You're going to slowly make me not an optimist anymore. You and the other unoptimistic people in my life.
We're trying our best.
I know. Keep it
It's
up.
no
Concerted effort.
See, everyone in their life,
Yeah.
they need at least one optimist.
They do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's why. It's no fun for a pessimist to crush other pessimists.
Okay.
You can't crush hopes and dreams of other negative people.
where there are no hopes and dreams.
Right. You need the positive people in your life to just squash.
Oh.
Right. So, stay positive. We need you.
As I begin to slump in my chair, and I just had some thoughts about despair.
I've broken you.
I think I'm gonna go watch Requiem for a Dream after this.
Oh no.
Oh, the worst.
Oh, that's a terrible.
You want to have bad feelings?
that?
Watch Requiem for a Dream. Speaking of films, I did go see the real Avengers movie.
Oh, you did go see
this
it
week? Yeah.
How was it?
Not as good as Final Combination, but pretty good.
Well, nothing
Pretty
is going
good.
to be as good.
So if you've seen this movie, I don't know who are you probably don't care about this movie at all. So Ultron, right? Ultron.
Hold it. Wait.
What?
Pause.
What?
You in your head. You started talking about this movie, and then you went to a place where you're like, no one wants to hear about this movie. And then you went, I'm going to tell everyone about the movie.
Right. That's exactly what happened. You don't care. They don't care. No one.
Is anyone interested in this? No.
No.
Here we go.
Strap in. And they're off. So
begin. Ultron.
Okay. So I had a great time with it. I had a great time with this movie. As we've previously established, I am no judge of film. I like a lot of movies that no one else likes, and I don't like ones that other people do like. I'm not a good judge. So I like this movie. There was too much to do in one movie, I feel. I think they're trying to set up like the next umpteen movies.
Of course they are.
Of course they are. And there was too much to do. That was the main thing I had with it. I had a hell of a time watching it. And the only other thing is that Ultron, James Spader.
Wait, James Spader is in it?
He's the voice of Ultron.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Well, okay.
So the trailers make him look like a creeper. Mm-hmm. Well, not a creeper, creepy. Through very dark and creepy, and there are no strings on me. That kind of thing.
Right.
I get to be hired to be Batman.
That was not bad.
Thank you. So, but when you get to the movie, the scenes that you didn't see in the trailer, all that stuff, he is jokey and quippy.
Well, he's cracking wise.
He's cracking wise in
Uh-oh.
pop culture references. It was strange. Now I get the reasoning. The reasoning is because he is he's sort of implanted with Tony Stark's consciousness, or at least his personality. He's programmed by Tony, so he has. I get that.
So he's snarky.
It was
He's got the snark.
He does, but it was still weird. You know what I mean? It's still weird. It threw me off. And his little side deals that are like ears. They look like goat ears, like laying down or something. And he looked a little sad and morose the whole time.
So he's a sad, snarky,
Quippy.
Yeah.
Little robot guy.
Yeah.
But hell of a movie. Go see it. It's great. It's great. I won't tell you what happens.
You also said before you started that it wasn't that great.
It wasn't as...
But you just said it was great.
It's the optimism creeping back in. It wasn't as good as Avengers, but it was good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it is a good movie.
I would watch it.
And we don't know if anyone cares about
it at all.
This movie.
Correct. That is
okay.
Right. Yeah.
I'm on board.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you keep saying you're no judge of films.
I'm no judge of films.
What is the worst movie that you like?
Oh, wow.
Like the movie that people hate the most, that you went, I think it's pretty good. Everyone has a movie like that. You sound like you have a lot of movies like this.
I'm looking at my DVD collection right now. It happens to be behind me. It's very small.
I see Juno.
Juno's good.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying anything bad about Juno.
Oh.
That's just the one I can identify. The light is glaring off of all of the others.
Adaptation? Have you seen Adaptation?
No.
I don't think it's a bad movie, but people say it's got Nick Cage in it.
Well, then
But
it's
like,
a bad movie.
But it's like good Nick Cage. It's like good. He's going to my DVDs now to see what I have. Maybe I said this originally just out of some self-doubt. Maybe I was saying, look, I don't really know much about movies. I know I like some and I don't like others. And Oh, that Ninja Turtles movie. I liked that movie.
Still haven't watched
Other
it.
people, yeah,
I still have not watched
people
it.
said that it was bad. Just name what's over there. Eat, Pray, Love. That's not mine. That's not mine. He's
I've
bringing it back to
chosen
the
Eat,
mic.
Pray, Love.
It's not mine.
Would that belong to your better half?
That would belong to the other person that lives in my house. Yeah.
Now, who had My So-Called Life, the complete series?
Also, the person that lives in my house.
Because that's not bad.
Yeah, the other person.
But I was
No,
just wondering
I like
who the
myself.
most angsty out of the two of you was. That is a pure angst show right
Definitely her. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Eat, Pray, Love. All right, I have seen Eat, Pray, Love. It
there. Is a fascinating journey so full of delicious surprises,
said the cover.
said Jeannie Wolf of Parade Magazine.
I liked that movie. I'm not going to lie to you or our audience. I liked that movie. I like the occasional romance movie.
I do too. I just don't. It's not boding well that the pull quote is from Parade Magazine.
No, it's not. That's no.
If the front cover pull quote, Parade Magazine, back cover, random Associated Press writer.
Javier Bardem is in that shit, and he's awesome.
Well, James Franco is in it too.
Oh yeah, James Franco is. Oh, he's at the beginning.
I like James Franco.
Yeah, there's a lot to like there.
Yeah. And I don't care. I know I shouldn't like James Franco. Everyone tells me I shouldn't like James Franco.
Why
He is
not?
a wildly unpopular person these days
Why is that the case?
because I think everyone is mad that James Franco does a lot of things.
I do too.
He does a lot of things.
He does a lot of things,
And people hate that.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't care.
The
He
hell
can do
with
them
him.
all.
He can do them all.
Be you, James.
He seems like a nice guy.
Just do it.
What does he do? What he writes? Yeah.
He writes. He
films and
he paints.
Oh, he paints. I didn't know he painted.
He has taught classes.
Yeah.
He keeps getting different master's degrees.
Yeah. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
If I had the money that he
None
has,
of this is bad.
No, it's all good.
It's not like Nicolas Cage, where he's like, well, I'm going to go buy 8 sarcophagi today. That's
Wait, he does
plural
that?
for sarcophaguses. I don't know which one's correct. He buys a bunch of random
Got to
stuff.
be sarcophagi.
Sarcophagi.
That's got it. Sarcophaguses. This doesn't sound right.
He's one of those people who has
Up and buy shit.
gone near bankrupt because of crazy things he's bought.
I wonder if he just buys things like associated with the films that he's in. Like National Treasure is in fact a reality program about about the real life adventures of Nick Cage. Okay, Adaptation, by the way. Speaking of Nick Cage again. Adaptation, guys, is a hell of a movie. Written by Charlie Kaufman. And it's a sort of like deconstructing, reconstructing thing. Meryl Streep is in this. What's his face? What's the other guy in here? Chris Cooper, who was in American Beauty.
Oh, I do like
this.
American Beauty.
American Beauty is a heck of a movie.
Yeah.
This is a heck of a movie. You know what? You should borrow this. This is good. It's pretty meta. That's the thing I'd say about it.
Okay.
Before that term was around, this was pretty meta. It's like being written as the movie's happening. Like part of the movie is the writer writing the movie.
See, I like Meryl Streep too.
She's great.
So
yeah.
I'm I see Spike Jonze's name somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, it's directed by Spike Jonze. It's good then. That's all I need to know.
Yeah, you're in.
According to this thing I'm reading here, Nicolas Cage has purchased random things. He's an avid dinosaur collector, because that's a thing normal people do.
How many of those are there in the world? It's like him and the Smithsonian.
Right. I imagine anytime they're auctioning off new dinosaur things, it's just him and a representative from the Smithsonian.
Nick Cage is like, hey, Tim, how you doing?
Yeah. He paid $200,000 for a dinosaur skull.
Does it say what kind of dinosaur?
It does not, but just know anytime you're thinking, you know how like People Magazine has the section that's actors, they're just like us, or celebrities, they're just like us, or whatever.
They burn their toast.
Nicolas Cage,
not like us.
He has spent more than my mortgage on a dinosaur skull.
Born to be weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
how does he have money? Do the movies that he does, not to get, because he is a well-worn topic of discussion. I don't want to discuss him too much.
Okay.
This interesting fact about him is interesting.
That's new. That's new to us.
That's new to us and the world.
Well, I mean, not the world.
Not the internet.
I read it off the internet.
Right. But, whoa, you just got very short. He just lowered his chair.
It went lower than I wanted. There we go.
Yeah, it only
Get
does
that
that.
mic right in my
very
face.
annoying chair. So, I feel like most of the movies he's in, at least these days, and maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I feel like most of them don't make that much money. Is that a fair?
Well,
he makes like 100 movies a year, though.
He does.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the National Treasure movies by themselves have made a good chunk.
Are those kid-friendly movies?
Yeah,
I've never seen one.
I think they're like PG.
Okay.
You know, you want some parental guidance.
Right.
There's some scary situations. What with them, you know, getting in all kinds of adventures and shenanigans.
Things are going to come up.
Yeah.
Who knows?
It happens.
Yeah.
I remember watching the first one. And I'm not going to summarize the entire plot because it's not worth summarizing the entire plot. But I had one...
We have time.
Like, it's all very flawed.
Okay.
The entire movie's flawed.
All right.
But there's one scene that really, really is weird to me. So part of the plot is they're hunting this treasure anyway. They decide that they need to get new clothes or something.
All right.
And they all go get full outfits from Urban Outfitters without having money.
Specifically from Urban Outfitters?
Yeah, well, Urban Outfitters was where they were at. Yes.
Okay. All right.
That and I mean full outfits like leather jacket and yeah.
But they've
no
already
money.
they previously established that they had no money.
Right. I mean, maybe they had money, but like a little bit of money.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Not enough for
Not enough.
a wardrobe.
No, from Urban Outfitters.
Right.
Nonetheless. It's not a cheap store.
Right.
It's not like they walked into Old Navy and went, oh, look, T-shirts are $30 for $1. This is a great deal today.
I honestly feel like there are some Old Navies you could just walk out with stuff and they wouldn't stop you.
Well, I mean, they probably don't get paid enough
No, I don't think they do.
To go get that 50 cent of T-shirt back.
There are times that I've been in Old Navy where I legitimately wanted to die. It gets when there's like a bajillion people in there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so horrid.
It's
humanity at its worst.
People there are terrifying. And I've tried to explain this to my wife. You can't explain it to her because you don't fully understand. In the women's clothing section,
Sure.
it's just women fighting over the clothing.
Yes.
In the men's clothing section, like if I go to Old Navy and it's a busy day and I just want a pair of chinos, I'm just going for a pair of chinos. I see the chinos. I start walking to the chinos. Not only do I have to fight through the women who are grabbing things for their husbands.
Sure, yeah.
But I have to fight through the husbands and boyfriends and sons and everyone. They're with the women, very upset about the whole situation, just standing there with their arms crossed in the way. It's like having to work your way through a very like a crowd where half of it is a mosh pit and half of them are on antidepressants or something.
like a lot of antidepressants.
Yeah. It's very bizarre. So I've tried to explain it. You can't explain it.
Yeah.
There's nothing else like it in the world of having to buy chinos.
Right.
Or whatever. I think chinos are khakis.
I was going to ask if you actually knew what chinos were, because I do not know what chinos
They're pants of some sort.
Mm-hmm. I feel like, no, that's capris. Capris are the ones that ankle.
Yeah.
When are men capris going to come into style? I hope never.
Oh, it's going to happen.
It'll happen.
Yeah. Everything else has. Why not?
Yeah, well, yeah.
You know they have men's leggings now, right?
No.
Yeah. Meggings.
Meggings?
Not making it up. Check it out.
That's not just a gathering of people named Meg?
No.
Meggings. Hi. Hi, Meg. Oh, hi, Meg.
Well, I was going to get a room in that hotel, but it's all booked up for the local Megging, so...
Dear Meg. By the time you read this letter, I've got a broken leg.
Oh, poor your leg.
Yeah. One leg, Meg.
I like to think in this scenario, Meg is the wife that left John.
Oh.
And that's why her leg is broken. The box came after her.
Oh, God. And that was the tipping point.
Yeah.
That's like a season finale.
Right.
Episode there. When the box is finally able to locate
Are you going to
Meg.
sneeze again?
No.
You look like you're about to sneeze again.
It was this weird other thing that was happening, and I can't explain it. But I held it back, and I feel a little sick now.
I want you to sneeze right into the microphone.
I don't want
It's
to.
Really all I want.
I guess if I did, I'd forever have a sample of a sneeze.
It's mostly just because you've been so diligent about turning around and not sneezing
into the mic. I'll try.
I just want one.
Before we're done.
Oh, that's just a yawn.
That's a yawn.
No
but before we're done, I'll try to sneeze directly into the mic.
Well, you don't try. It has to be a natural sneeze.
Well, okay, fine. I won't
Unless you want me to
back.
go get pepper. Make you sneeze.
You know, that doesn't work that well.
No, I tried it once. Just got pepper in my nose.
Yeah, that was a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, pepper nose.
What's the whole thing about pepper in your coffee?
I've never heard this.
That's not a phrase you're familiar with?
No.
There's a song that uses it. Put pepper in my coffee. Da, 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 da. I don't know what the deal is with it, though. I tried putting pepper in my coffee to see if it made some sort of chemical reaction that tasted like piss dirt, but it does not. It tastes basically the same.
Let's see.
Little peppery hint on the top of your coffee.
I'm looking this up here.
All right. Our research
Put
coordinator.
pepper in my coffee.
Yeah.
I forgot to bark on command.
Is that an REM lyric? Because
Yeah.
that's where I'm getting it from.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the REM.
Okay.
Well, that was
pepper in my
all that
coffee.
did was tell me what song it was.
That's all it did. It tell you
Yeah,
the meaning of
Circus
the
Envy.
phrase. Yes.
That's it.
That's a good one. It's a good song.
The only other thing that's not just a list of lyrics for that song is from Flickr.
Uh-huh.
The title of the photo is... Oh, no, I'm sorry. Whisper. It's on Whisper. Flickr, it was just put pepper in my coffee.
I don't even know what Whisper is.
I don't know what Whisper is either. But the title of it is, I put pepper in my manager's coffee. I hate that bitch. So, judging by that, pepper in the coffee, not great.
No, it
not
must be
a positive.
it must be some sort of bad thing. I hate that bitch. Wow.
Not very strong feelings right there.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Have you ever seen the movie 9 to 5?
No.
with Dolly Parton?
No.
Oh man, you are in for a treat.
See, I feel like this is one that you should have mentioned earlier.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right. Yeah.
9
When we
to
were
5,
talking about
yeah.
movies that people. Yeah. 9 to 5 is one. That,
I don't know that I've heard anyone like it in
Who's in this
seriousness. There's a lot of ironic liking of 9 to 5.
Well, you can't beat the theme song. First of all, Nathan.
Debatable.
Working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. It's her. I think Jane Fonda maybe is in this movie, and Gina Davis.
Can I be honest
No,
with
it's
you?
not Gina Davis. What?
Jane Fonda?
Yeah.
Don't like her.
Okay.
Like, nothing I have ever seen with Jane Fonda in it do I like her.
Contact.
Don't like her.
Yeah, I didn't think you were.
Her as a human being in all of these, I find wildly unpleasant.
What is it about her? Because I've never understood this.
I don't know.
That's another movie people didn't like. Contact. I liked it.
I mean, even I think it was The Newsroom.
Okay, yeah.
She had a guest starring role in there.
Right.
Like the show, didn't like her.
What was it about her, though, that you didn't like?
I think it's just her.
Something about her?
Her voice, her face.
Are you saying
A
that,
combination of her voice and face? I don't know.
you're saying that some people are just sort of naturally unpleasant?
Yeah. Jane Fonda, for one.
Is naturally unpleasant?
Carrot Top.
Yeah.
Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
Everyone who's ever been to a Nickelback concert.
Ding. We worked it in.
You thought I wasn't going to get there.
No,
you didn't have enough faith in me.
You know, you're right.
My favorite part about the episode Nickelback insult, I mean, every episode there's one,
Right.
is that I bring it up organically, and then we spend the next 5 minutes talking about how it happened.
Yes, we do. we take away all of the...
Yeah. Like, I very naturally bring it up,
Right.
and then we just stop whatever was happening.
We start deconstructing the moments just before. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there are some people, I guess, that are naturally unlikable.
Jane Fonda is on that list for me.
For me, she's not. Was she in Nell? Was she Nell in Nell? Have you seen Nell?
I don't think that was her.
Oh, who was that? Someone else.
Man, Wikipedia is working overtime
tonight. Yeah, I can't get the movie straight that she was in.
I don't feel like...
Here's the thing I remember from Nell. Skew in the belly. Nell.
One more time. What do you remember from it?
Day A in the weigh-ins.
Jodie Foster.
Oh, I'm thinking of Jodie. It might be Jodie Foster in...
Jodie Foster.
It might be Jodie Foster in 9 till 5 too. I'm not sure. To be completely honest.
I'm on it.
Yeah, so 9 to 5. The whole reason I brought this up.
No, it's Jane Fonda.
It is Jane Fonda.
And Lily Tomlin.
Who I was thinking
like
of.
Lily Tomlin.
Sure.
Don't like Jane Fonda.
How can you not like... Well, maybe the Jane Fonda and the Lily Tomlin of it all offset each other. And everyone likes Dolly Parton.
There's a show on Netflix right now.
Yeah.
starring Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda. And
that's true.
I'm okay with the show because I like Lily Tomlin. Really don't like Jane Fonda in it.
How topical of us. How is that show? What is that show called, by the way? I've seen it, but I forget what it's called.
Someone and Someone.
Yeah. How is it?
It's names. It's good.
Is it funny? What is it?
It's funny-ish. Yeah. The plot of it, Grace and Frankie, that's what it's called.
Grace and Frankie.
The plot of it is these two people who don't really like each other, but their husbands are business partners, find out that their husbands are actually gay together, and are now forced to live together because, they have to live somewhere.
It's kind of an odd couple.
It's like an
situation.
odd couple sort of thing where Lily Tomlin is a hippie who smokes peyote.
Yeah. Oh,
and Jane Fonda is Jane Fonda.
Yeah. Oh, got it.
So she's unpleasant. So it's the peyote hippie and the unpleasant woman.
I see. That's a hell of a synopsis for the show.
Yeah.
You're driving the audience towards them.
Mm-hmm.
So 9 to 5, these Lily Tomlin, Jane Fonda, Dolly Parton are all trying to kill their boss, and they go about it in various ways. I don't believe they're actually successful, but it is a rollicking good time. And it was like one of 10 tapes that my grandma had growing up, so I watched it. I've probably seen it. I'm not even kidding, maybe 20 times at least.
That doesn't get to count as your movie that you like that no one else likes.
Other people like this movie?
It was on AFI's 100 Years, 100 Laughs list, number 74.
What's a movie that... Maybe I'm just disproving this thing. Maybe my taste is actually decent.
You've just been too hard on your taste.
I have.
You like the new Ninja Turtles, though, right?
I did. And I
Here we go.
I looked past...
Let's check this one out.
So much. Yeah, I'm sure this is going to be terrible.
Not the comic book.
And it got away from who they were when I was growing up, but, you know, I had fun with it, and that's all I really needed to do.
Right.
Yeah.
So, give me, how many stars out of 5 would you give this movie?
Oh, I still am not going to give it a favorable star rating.
Well, but for just pure enjoyment purposes.
3.
To you.
3.
3, okay.
Out of 5.
3 out of 5.
Yeah.
Well, it won Worst Supporting Actress for Megan Fox.
She was terrible.
Well, she's Megan Fox.
She was... I could not believe how bad her performance was.
Megan Fox...
God bless you.
The only reason she's ever been in a movie is because of the way her face was put together in the womb.
By the hand of God?
And probably maybe a plastic surgeon or two.
You think?
I don't know.
I don't know. Let's not put that on her.
Nah, I'm gonna speculate that everyone in Hollywood has had plastic surgery.
Okay. Everyone? Mm-hmm. Danny DeVito?
Now, why do you think he's so short?
Plastic... He just needed something unique about it.
Exactly.
He was exceedingly average. Mm-hmm. And he's like, make me short.
Yeah.
And...
how can you get me down to 4'10"?
Bald?
Mm-hmm.
And,
yeah, he actually has a full head of hair. Wears a bald cap most of the time.
Is that right?
Sure. Why not?
Will baldness ever be in style? And if so, will it be in my lifetime? Because I'm going bald.
I mean, it has been. It's been in style.
Is it in style?
You guys shave your head and grow a goatee type of thing.
I don't want that look.
You have to look Breaking Bad-esque.
Oh. See, that's
in style.
I'd end up just looking like Moby.
Okay, so you said 5, or you said 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5.
So like right in the middle.
Right in dead center, yeah.
I've got bad news for you.
Why am I not surprised?
A rating average of 4.2 out of 10.
What?
Which is right down the middle almost.
Wow.
Right down the middle.
I am exceedingly average. Wow. Never mind. Forget everything I ever said
you
about...
You are as average as Danny DeVito pre-plastic surgery. So,
what did he look like?
A lot like he currently does, but 6'4".
6'4"?
Yeah, he was a tall drink of water.
Now, what did they do with the rest of his legs? That's what I want to know. What did they do with the rest of Danny DeVito's cut off leg matter?
It's a mystery.
Oh,
we'll
man.
never know.
The guys from Fight Club make it into soap. Very bony, fibrous soap.
I like it.
Yeah.
Do you like Fight Club?
Love Fight Club.
See, that's a good one too.
That's a good one. One of my favorite movies.
You have told me so many times how bad your movie taste is.
I was just being hard on myself, I think, is what we're learning here.
You need to stop downplaying. You're an excellent movie chooser.
Thank you.
Except for Eat, Pray, Love. There's not a lot of excuse for Eat, Pray, Love.
I mean, I just love Julia Roberts so much.
Really?
So much.
Really?
No, I really don't. No.
I don't have any strong feelings. I mean, on a scale of Jane Fonda to Lily Tomlin, Julia Roberts is right in the middle.
I would put her more on the Lily Tomlin side for me.
That's how I'm going to rate everything from now on.
From now on, yeah. This sandwich is a little bit of a Jane Fonda.
Yeah.
My mom was super into Julia Roberts. Pretty Woman, My Best Friend's Wedding. From the moment I wake up, this is copyrighted.
If you mumble it, you can do whatever you want.
Oh.
We really need to get a lawyer for this show.
Yeah, we do. We have a lot of legal needs.
I'm not sure if I know what I'm talking about.
And that's why today's sponsor is LegalZoom. LegalZoom, for all your lawyering business needs. Go to LegalZoom.com and...
what, you want a quickie divorce? Go to LegalZoom.com.
LegalZoom.com. Yeah.
Trying to get your 10-year-old son adopted by someone else so you don't have to deal with him? LegalZoom.com.
Hoping to get out of trouble from a cartel ring using Southwest Airlines. LegalZoom.com. Maybe starting your own hot dog and relish business.
Well, that's just a saturated market.
Yeah.
That's a bad idea. But
LegalZoom.com, yeah.
So we've effectively made sure they'll never be a sponsor now.
Yeah. So really the message to any potential advertiser out there is we're open.
Yeah.
We're open for business.
Email us.
Yeah. SushiJackKnife@gmail.com. There's the Twitterverse.
Tweet.
I am at Justin L. Croft, just like Laura, but not. Don't ever say that.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Listeners, you bunch of lazy turds. Go iTunes.
Do the review.
Let Mark Maron know.
Yeah.
You said, hey.
Yeah. Suggest a topic and we'll talk about it and say hi to Mark. I don't think there's much else to say, really, Nathan. I think we've covered it all today.
I agree.
My outline is completely checked off.
And I don't do enough pre-work to have an outline. So...
And my only outline exists in the universe where the quality bear is real. Sushi Jackkinfe.
Sushi Jackkinfe.